Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 5. Last time I left you with a problem. The input function always gives you a string, even when the user types a number. Today we solve it. So this is type conversion, turning one type into another. Before we get into it, remember to select your kernel. So I want to show you guys what happens if you add an integer with a string. So let me just play this out. That's just number 8. And you will print a integer and a string. If you see here, you will receive a type error from Python. It will describe to you the error: unsupported operand types for integer plus string. So string is basically your user variable. So what can we do is convert the different types of data types. So let's see here. Firstly is string to integer. So I've got Ryatsu string here, and it's equals to 15 in text a string. Here I assign Ryatsu to integer wrapping around Ryatsu string. So what it does here, it converts this string into an integer, and if I print it, as you can see, it's an integer, and the type here confirms that it's an integer. So this is basically just text in, and number out. So string to integer is quite straightforward. Now let's go to float to integer, because remember, a number for decimal points a float, and it's different compared to an integer. So now watch this one carefully, because sometimes it surprises people. I take 15.9 and run integer on it here. What do you expect? 16? No, it's actually 15. So integer doesn't round, it just chops the float. So it just throws the decimal part away. So 15.9 becomes 15, and 99.9 will become 99. Remember that integer truncates, it does not round. Okay, on to the next. String to float is quite a simple idea. So I have a string here, price equals to 15.5, and I will convert it to a float. Let's see what happens. Yep, it's quite intuitive. It becomes a float. Now the next one, I'm going to deliberately break something here, because the error you're about to see is one you will definitely hit. I take the text 15.5 and try to turn it straight into an integer. So as you can see here, you receive a value error from Python, and it's basically saying that you asked me for a whole number, but you handed me something with a decimal point in it. So Python won't guess, won't assume, so just return you an error. So the fix is quite straightforward. You have to do a two-step hop. So first you have to convert it to a float first from a string, and then to an integer. I know it might look a bit tedious, but it helps you not do stupid mistakes lah. So let's play it here. As you can see, it returns 15. Okay, now the other direction, a number into text using a string. Here, Zanpakuto, the word Zangetsu, and releases number 1. If I just try to plus them together, as you saw with the first example here, the the plus sign glues it into a nice sentence here. Zangetsu, Zangetsu release Bankai 1 time. As you see here, release is supposed to be an integer, right? But you learned that integer and string will return you an error. But if you guys see here in this print function, there's a str releases. Here, this is an int. So this changes 1 into a string. And so this entire print function here are all strings. So here's the payoff. This is a combo that you guys will use quite frequently. which is integer wrapped around input. So remember that input returns you an integer, a string, right? So the integer will immediately convert it to a number all in one line. So right here, see, age is 23, and age here becomes a string 23. Then we'll print next year age plus 1, 24. So it's 23 plus 1, 24. Age will become an integer. Yeah. So quick bonus round here. So is 5 equals to 5.0. It's different types, integer versus floats, but Python says it's true because equal signs here, this double equal looks at the value. They're comparing the value. So this is just a nice thing to know. Yep. So quick recap. So integer, float, and string convert between numbers and text. Your integer chops the decimals. Integer of a float looking string errors. So go through, sorry. Yep, so yeah, so integer of a string, if you try to change a string into an integer, but the string is like 15.5, you'll receive back an error. So you have to go in this direction instead. You wrap around float first and then integer. Yep. So now scroll to the bottom. You have 3 in-class exercises, which is similar to the one that you guys have the previous chapter. Do all 3, and if you have any questions, do let me know. And the next part will cover operators, which is basically doing things with these numbers here. Alright, see you there.